see things all the time on YouTube and Facebook and all that about people saying the government ought to. Well, no. There's a lot of things the government should do. There's a lot of things they're doing they shouldn't, on both sides. One of the things that Gen X, my generation, for the most part, has figured out is if you just mind your own business, these problems take care of themselves. Take care of what needs to be taken care of. And when you can't take care of it, you figure out how to take care of it. But the one thing that my generation understood is if you take care of the small shit, there's no big shit. For the most part. I mean, there will always be big shit. But you take care of the small stuff, and the big stuff, for the most part, takes care of itself. It's just the way it's always been. So we did kind of drop the ball in a couple places, my generation. We thought, well, when it came to raising kids, we did all right. And I think our grandkids are the ones that are going to benefit from us rather than our kids. We figured it out. But one of the things I'm seeing is everybody out there minding everybody else's business, getting stressed out, this, that, and the other thing, about things they can't control, they can't do nothing about, they can't deal with. You can't deal with it. I can't believe I have to go to work for 6 hours. Shut up. I work 80 hours a week. It's just what you do. And that's the one thing that my generation understood. And I think we were the last generation to understand that. Because, well, I don't know what happened. So, but we also understood the power of minding our own damn business. Yeah, and you hear that on social media a lot. People just need to mind their business. Well, you telling me to mind my business means that you're in my business. I know what I'm doing. Go away. And that right there is the one thing that Gen X truly understand, which was the essence of being an American. This is what the world doesn't understand about being an American. All we want is to be left alone in peace to our own devices. But unfortunately, we've allowed politicians to interject themselves in our lives and interfere with our devices. Now, don't get me wrong, there has to be a bar. Don't get me wrong, there has to be some kind of limits, because there are certain things you just shouldn't be doing that are harmful to society. But to sit there and try to create a society built on safety doesn't work. That's one thing my generation understands. Let Darwinism take control. The stupid either figure it out or they go away. And they don't screw with society. And in this whole move for equality, we've tried to, instead of trying to raise these idiots up, society is trying to tell us we need to shove the rest of us down so they don't feel left out. If they're that stupid, they need to be left out. And society needs to roll on regardless, with them or without them. They know where it's at. If they hurry, they can catch up. But I think my generation was probably the last generation to really understand that concept. And that's because our parents were coming out of Vietnam and we were growing up in the Cold War. So we saw the effects of the 60s and 70s on our parents and we knew what the government was telling us, was we had a deep distrust for that because, well, we had to live with the results. They were our parents, they were our school teachers. And truthfully, we trusted them because, well, we could see the results. So, hey, when you got a shop teacher who's a Vietnam vet, and, well, let's not go into that story.